Earth, Earth. Where are my dogs at? I was just fucking with y'all. But no, it's hot. But I see the street behind me. I started to walk down this way just a few minutes. But no, let me get my hand over from over the camera. It's gonna be so disorganized. But what I want to talk about is everybody always talk about gender roles, but I feel like people don't actually talk about, like the other aspect of like the relationships, like things that's platonic. People just playing their role in your life, whether it's friends or family, stuff like that, right? And I want to say this before I start going into it. I'm gonna get a little personal, but before I start going into it, I just want to let y'all know that just because you have a certain standpoint with someone, they have a certain, just like a certain preference, like in your life, like they have like the men in your life, whether they're your mother or your dad or your sister, like your best friend that you know since sandbox days, doesn't mean you're obligated to bend to their will, and it also doesn't mean that just because you may have a good heart and you want, because like I've learned that the hard way, just because you have a good heart and you want to extend that to everybody and you want to make sure they're doing good and they're doing on top of theirs, doesn't mean that you have to sacrifice everything for them to get it. A part of loving someone is to love them enough to encourage them to want better for themselves, not just you doing everything for them. Because if you do everything for them, not only are you gonna hurt yourself, but you're hurting them because you're cutting their legs underneath them. Because in the long run, sad to say, unfortunately, a lot of people see it as if they don't think about the future. They see it as if, oh, well, if you're always here doing shit for me, what the hell I need to go get it on my own for? What the hell I need to know it for? I could just ask you for it, right? But and I got a question, right? This is my question. How deep is love? Like, when I ask that, that's not like the initial question, but that's just like, to get you thinking. Because the initial question is, do you love the person or do you love the action? Because I also want to talk about distinguishing that too. But my thing about it is this. It's like, say, right, you love your mom because you're like, oh, that's my mom, right? You love your sister and your brother because they're your siblings, right? But my thing about, or anyone that's close to you, right? But my thing about it is this. What do you love about them? Do you love the fact that they have that position, with you that none of y'all chose? You just kind of wound it up in? Or do you love them because they're nurturing, they're loving, they're charismatic, supportive, and this is the thing that like the brain twister to me, right? Well, it's clear to me, but I feel like a lot of people struggle with it. But my thing about it is this. Say we love these people because of who they are opposed to who they are to us. Meaning like their characteristics opposed to like their actual standpoint with us, right? That means if we grow to evolve and these people aren't up to standard with who they usually are to us, does that mean it's okay for us to keep our distance and to not rock with them as heavy and to not really have that deep, passionate love anymore? Due to the simple fact is, what's the difference in you changed into a different person? Say like you're my brother, you're my sister, right? And I'm deeply compassionate towards you because I've always admired who you were, right? But that's the aspects of you change. And I believe in loving people for their character opposed to their role in my life. Does that mean since your character's changed, then that I'm like excused from actually like loving you and being there, And if that's so, then it's like, and if that's so, then let's look at the other aspect of it, right? The other aspect of it is this. The other aspect of it is the fact that a lot of people love people not because of their characteristics, but because they feel obligated to, because who that person is to them. And if that's the case, right? If that's you, then think about it like this. What's the difference in that person that's close to you or that family member dogging you and a random stranger if that family member has changed from the perception that you knew them and loved them for? What's the difference? Is it because they have that title towards you? But that title doesn't mean anything. Does it really hold weight if they're not like living up to that? And that's the point I want to make. The point I want to make is not to hold people up to their title if they're not fulfilling it, right? And I'm gonna tell you a little story time about myself, right? True shit. I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna expose it, get a little personal, right? Growing up, I grew up in a very fucked up like environment. Let's sit down, right? I grew up in a very fucked up like environment where like my dad was abusive and shit like that. Like he would abuse my mom. My mom would get mad, abuse us. Like it was like that, right? A little rough. But at the same time, oh damn, it's a dead turtle. R.I.P. But anyways, so it was very crazy and toxic, right? But the overall thing about it is this. It was like, even though I was seeing all that and I knew it was wrong, after a while, me being so young and impressionable, it became a norm for me, right? So it became a norm for me, and I still looked up to my dad. Like, that was my first hero. I'll give it to you in order. It was my dad. It was probably like my second oldest sister, Jenny, and it was my mom. Like in that order, because my dad came first because obviously he was my dad, and like I just thought he was so cool, right? And then it was my sister, because like I don't know, like from a young age, like we had been close. I remember one time I had got like attacked by this dog. Like it didn't mess me up. I was like still young. Like I think I was in like pre-K or so. I had got attacked by this dog, and like it snatched my shoe off, and I was afraid of it because it was like half my size, and it was like growling and barking at me and going crazy. And my sister like stumped at it and started yelling, like scared it off, and then dropped my shoe while everybody else was just like laughing at me. I'm like, damn, I can't go to school with one shoe. But you know, she helped me out. And then it was my mom, because you know, after everything fell apart with my parents, like my mom was there, kind of. You know, like it wasn't until I got older until like I realized everything. But that's a different story for a different day. But I say this, right? Like in the beginning, it was like I was so impressionable, because like my dad, I remember like, and I'm gonna tell y'all a whole bunch of shit that doesn't sound like a fit parent, but my parents, they are who they are. But like I remember being that young, man, like pre-K like age, and like my dad, bro, like I don't know, he was the first person to show me like porn, and then like I don't know, it was like weird stuff too, like I don't know, like it was this dude like sneaking up into a women's gym, and somehow he had like was eating grapes or whatever, watching them working out, and one of them had dropped between their butt cheeks, and he licked it out, and then she slapped him, and he was like, ooh, his eyes went all like wonky and stuff, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, being a little kid, shit like that, you know, like with your old man, it's like whatever. And then my dad was the reason I got into video games, and my dad was actually the reason why I had started listening to Eminem and DMX. Like R.I.P. to X, bro. R.I.P. to DMX. That shit still hurt. But since I was like what 3 or 4 years old, I'm 26 now. You know, so and they still two of my favorite all-time rappers. But like lyricists. But yeah, because he would blast them. Because around that time when I was coming up, they were what was hot, you know. And then with the whole video games thing, like my dad had brought on like video games, and he started playing it. And then I ended up like, you know, like studying it, like not like, you know, playing it, because he didn't let me play it that much. Besides when he got stuck and he needed help. But it's like I would like watch him play it and kind of like get it down, and then I started playing it, and that's how I got into video games, to get closer to him, you know. I remember he used to get like the little miniature beers, and he'd call them brewskis, and they were like 8 ounces, and like we would like sit out, like we would stand outside and we would drink them. And I hate beer. It was always disgusting to me, but I used to down it. And then I remember my mom was all like, who is he trying to impress? He don't even drink. And this is like decades, this is like a decade and a half later. Like I think I was 15, 16 when this happened, when she told me that. And I thought about it. Well, maybe I was older than that. Maybe like 19 or 20. But I don't know. Like it was some like time later, like way into the future, right? And then I'm just like, damn, that motherfucker did tell me he didn't even drink. I'm like, what the fuck? And then when I thought back when it was like a movie, because I'm just like, bro, that motherfucker used to take like 1 or 2 sips and then give like his beer to me, and then I would chug it. So I'm just like, why did I never notice that? You feel me? Like I was trying so hard to keep up with my dad, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just crazy, right? And that's what I'm saying, like, just because of who he was, you know? And then like when I got older too, it was just like with my mom. I ain't gonna really say too much about like my sister, because like I don't know, that's a different situation. But like with my mom, it was crazy because I remember, bro, like she used to talk about other people's kids like they were golden, bro. Like she used to be like, oh yeah, they don't play about school, they so smart, they be there every day, of course they got perfect attendance, or they this and that. Like she would talk about them that they were like, you know, so prestige. And all me and my other sister, the one I was close to, used to get, not got, but all we used to get was like her calling us retarded, calling me a bitch and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like just crazy shit, like her being verbally abusive, right? And I remember, I remember to this day, she used to always tell us that when we got in trouble or whatever, for like talking in class or being a interruptance or whatever, or a disruptance, right? Or whatever the fuck, right? She'll be like, she'll be like, if you don't want to learn, then shut your retarded ass up and sit back in the same grade again like next year. Don't fucking ruin it for like the kids that's trying to learn, right? And like we used to get shit like that said to us, you know, and I didn't really like that. And then I remember like just thinking, I'm like, damn, if I could get these accolades and these accomplishments and these awards, then things would be different, you know what I mean? But then I don't know, it's like I was always real smart, so I could I could get good grades. I just got into so many fights and I stayed in trouble, getting suspended, all this kind of different shit, to whereas like my grades will be impaired by like the trouble I got into and how much time I lacked in school. And then like the teachers also would like go against me. Like I don't know, also like I was seeing such a problem in school. Motherfuckers hated me, most schools, whatever. But anyways, but nah, bro, I got kicked out of we was living up in Virginia, right? I had got kicked out of my my home school. I had to go to alternative school. They had said something about me being too old to be in the grade that I was in or whatever. But I think that was BS. But anyways, so I got kicked out of that. Went to an alternative school to where I had got student of the month. Then I had got student of the month and AP honor roll, like right, the same semester. And then that next semester they had gave me student of the year, right? And then I remember like after all that time and like me thinking that was gonna do something, like I finally got it, and like my mom didn't really care about it, you know? And it was just like, I don't know, like that kind of hit hard, because like I did all that, like I guess to be accepted by her and for her to give a fuck or actually like care or love me. And like I don't know, like it hit harder knowing that it was nothing that I could do like that'll like matter to her or actually like make an indent, knowing that like I don't know, at the time like she meant more to me than anything. But then I don't know, we would have falling outs and ups and downs and arguments where she would like mentally and emotionally manipulate me and make me think and make me feel like I was a bad person because she didn't see that I cared about her, and she wanted like more like attention or whatever, or just like or want to like, you know, get over or whatever, right? But I was thinking about this one day. I was going for a run, right? I went to the park to go run and go work out, and I started thinking about this. And you know what I discovered? Like maybe like you gotta look at things from a different perspective. Like that's true, like hunt the good stuff. But I start realizing maybe that's a blessing in disguise that I didn't get that acceptance, but because I would have got it from people that didn't have my best interest, that would have mentally fucked me up more. And not only that, but it's the fact that if I would have got that acceptance, think about how worse I'd be off. I'd have still been that little bitty kid as a grown ass man looking for like my people's acceptance and love when like it shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? I'll still be chasing their dragon. And it was because like, it's like, I forgot who said that, bro. It was somebody famous. I don't know if it was like Albert Einstein or Dr. Seuss, but it was somebody that had said that they said, thank you. I want to thank everyone that told me no. It's because of them I did it myself, right? And that's valid. Cause like when they like cut me off and said all that shit and like cut my legs underneath me, like it made me focus in on myself more. And damn, my ass is getting hot. It's hot as fuck out here. But it made me hone in and focus on myself more and just, you know, work on what I need to do for myself, because I realized nobody else was gonna give a fuck and wasn't gonna do it to me or for me. So it's like, what I'm trying to say is, like, don't focus so much on people's roles to you, because a lot of us have dysfunctional and toxic relationships with people that's close to us. And what we need to understand is the fact that, yeah, that's your mother, but is she nurturing? She's not mothering to you. That's your father, but he's not a father figure to you. That's your sister, that's your girl, that's your man. But if they're not, if the bad outweighs the good and they're not fulfilling their role with you, and it's been that way for a long time, it's time. Your first step is to identify that problem, right? And to identify what the problem is, right? Analyze that problem. That's 2, right? Then that's when you come up with a solution, right? On things that you can do better, like the things that you need to keep doing, the things that you need to cut out doing, and what you need to actually like implement, right? And then start trying to do that. Like start putting that into fruition little bit by little bit over time until it becomes a regular for you, right? And if that boxes these people out your life, maybe that's what they need, man. You know? And not only that, but at the same time, it's just like, no, like just remember, nobody that actually is significant, that matters to you, that cares about you in your life, should be upset at the fact that you told them no, you don't want to be in a compromised and messed up position. They should understand that, and if they don't, they're not here for you, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if these people not doing their job in your life, the first step and what's easiest to do is to disconnect them from that title. Because once you disconnect them from that title, you can start seeing them as like an average person on the street. And if an average person on the street like said or did something to you, I don't know how your temperament is or what your mindset is, but if you have a strong like developed mindset, it shouldn't really affect you. You should see it for what it is. Be like, damn, that person's hurting or going through something. I wish them healing energy, right? With a nurturing spirit, and you should keep it moving. And sometimes, even though they're the people that's close to us, we gotta do that same thing with them. We gotta treat them like they're just regulars on the street, because that's how they're treating us and that's how they're acting, you know? Not trying to say that they're for the streets or downplaying or anything like that, but at the same time, it's like, it's not selfish, but you have to look out for you, because if you don't, no one else will, and you're gonna be messed up. And that's the reality of it. And that's one thing that I had to learn and from experience. And this channel was just about me, giving y'all my life, you know, fuck, connecting with y'all, helping, you know. And it's like, I mean, I'm gonna start dropping more videos though from my phone now I get equipment. But hold on, let me show y'all a little something where I'm at, man. You know what I'm saying? It looks kind of trashy though, but I don't know, best I can do right now. I ain't too far from the house, but yeah. I mean, stay up, man. Do what y'all gotta do, and learn how to disconnect people from like their actions and their roles. You know, that's two like separate things. Like you can admire someone, like you can admire someone's characteristics by necessarily not being too attached to them, to where it's like if they fall from grace in your eyes or because of a certain situation, it's not gonna hurt you or affect you as bad. You know, let's normalize that. That needs to be a thing. And I'm gonna drop some more stuff. And I'm gonna drop some more stuff because, to be honest with you, lately, this ain't got nothing to do with the story. I just want to share. But I don't know, lately I just feel like I haven't had people to talk to. And then the little people that do come in my life that I speak to or whatever, it's like, I don't know, you ever talk to someone and you can tell they're not really fucking with what you saying, or they don't really give a damn, because like not only do they not let you finish the story, but then like a lot of times if y'all in person talking, like they'll be doing everything but giving you like the attention. And like, I'm not saying I'm one of them kind of people where you gotta look at me for me to actually know that you listening or to talk to me. But if I'm talking to you and the whole time you doing this, like playing with shit, picking stuff up, looking all like, you know what I'm saying? Like your body language tells a lot about that situation. And it's another thing I learned too, is that if you're talking about something and you get interrupted by anything, wait for that other motherfucker to acknowledge that and be like, wait, what were you telling me? If they don't come back to what you were saying, they do not care. Stop talking to them. Alright? But I'm trying to edit this I've been like working out too, because I had got big. I got fat. I'm trying to get back on fit. But I'm gonna drop that video if I learn how to edit it. If I don't, because it's two different videos. You're gonna see it, alright? But if I don't learn how to edit it, I'ma still drop it, so it don't matter. You feel me? But this video long as hell, so I'ma end it.